How are you? Oh, wow. That's a lot of people. I think I can't really see everybody, but wow. That's really, really, really impressive. How are you? I'm actually fishing for that one, obviously. And actually, I want to talk about something, and I don't even know if that's the right atmosphere right now, because you're all ready to party, right? I know. But these next 12 minutes, you have to bear with me. But 10.5. I'm going to... Woo! I actually want to talk to you about... quickly, every year, when we come here, something like 4 months before the event, we go through here and we always say, where are we going to do the burn? And where am I going to stand to speak? And I'm very happy that the first time here, very interesting, we have a little flame effect back there, and Daniel back there can fire it up if he wants to show we bought something. Oh yeah, isn't that cool, right? Okay. I want to talk with you about that question that I asked you, the question, how are you? Because we hear that question all the time. All the time we hear, how are you? And we get answers like, well, we give them, I'm fine, I'm doing all right, I'm well, etc. And we all know it's not really a genuine question and not a genuine answer, because it's more of like a social dance, a social ritual. And 2.5 years ago, when the pandemic hit, we introduced that question, how are you, into our Monday weekly meeting. We just changed it a little bit. The question became, how are you really? And that subtle difference made all the difference. Because all of a sudden, the person asking the question showed that they genuinely cared. And the person that could answer had a safe space to really answer. And it was really, really interesting. And I want to do that, a very short experiment, just five seconds, a very short moment for you to reflect on that. How are you really? How are you really? And for me, that question isn't always easy to answer. It's a very simple question, but it's not an easy question. It makes us a little bit uncomfortable, all the business, all the noise, all the information that we always have. For that question, we have to turn inwards and we have to reflect for a second and have a moment of a stillness. And it requires us to experience our whole being. Our body, mind, and soul. Are we tired? Are we sad, calm, angry? How is our energy? And it requires us to look inward and to connect with ourselves. And this connecting with ourselves actually isn't that easy. But there are a few, let's say, techniques or tricks to make it easier. And one of those tricks, I found at least, is music. Because music opens the heart. And this is the second experiment that I would love to do with you. So for the next 3 minutes, I'd love you to listen, to feel, to be aware, and to just be in this moment. Kai.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu purio principessa stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me. Il nome mio nessun saprà, non sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce ed il mio bacio scioglierà il silenzio che ti fa mia. Tramontate stelle, all'alba vincerò. Danke, Köln! Danke!
Thank
Danke,
you.
Manuel!
Thank you so much, Kai.
Vielen Dank!
Thank you so much.
Vielen Dank!
Wow. Okay, there are moments that you know that are coming, but you cannot really prepare for. Those people that have worked with me know that I have this dream since 7 or 8 years to have something like this happening here. How did that make you feel? What happens inside of you when you hear that? How are you really? And why am I talking about this? Well, we set out, it's a 10th edition, right? So I have to say a little bit history lesson. We set out in 2010 to create an event where we could create meaningful connections. And something like this came out of that, right? A unique location, a curated crowd. But there's actually one hidden ingredient, or at least an ingredient that isn't really that visible. And that ingredient is actually authenticity, because to create connection, you need to be authentic. Nobody wants to connect with fake. Nobody wants to connect with someone that is just pretending. We value authenticity and integrity. And that's why the second house rule is no BS. No bullshit. We didn't want to be a conference where life is just great and business is always amazing. It isn't. We all know that entrepreneurship is freaking hard. It's very lonely. It's a constant roller coaster. We all know that. Stop pretending it isn't. And we also know that, of course, sometimes you need to play a role. You will wear a mask, and sometimes fake it till you make it is very useful. We all know that we've all been there. But we also need a place to truly connect. And Pirate Summit, that was always the idea, should have been that place. An offering for people to truly connect. Integrity means that who we are, what we think, say, and do are aligned. If it's not aligned, we aren't our true self. Every time we aren't our true self, we drop a drop into the bucket of shame. And from Brené Brown, we know that shame is fear of disconnection. It's that feeling of not being good enough, not being worthy of connection. We all know that feeling deep inside of us. And when we get that feeling, we start to pretend. We pretend. We play a role. We put a mask on because we don't want to lose that connection, that craving for attention, that craving to be liked, to be loved. And this can only go on for so long. Either the emptiness of not being our true self is going to erode us from inside, or this connection that we're so desperately holding on to is going to need a full reset. I believe that we have an epidemic of disconnection, an epidemic of shame, an epidemic of not being good enough. And authenticity is the antidote. And the best part, authenticity has a multiplying effect. Just like kindness begets kindness, authenticity begets authenticity. Try it yourself. Be more open, be more real towards somebody else, and they will feel relieved. And they'll do the same. And you pass it on, and you pass it on. So I ask you to be real. I ask you to take that leap of faith. I ask you to be yourself. Most certainly here at Pirate Summit. You are the captain of your life. Life is a possibility, and it is what you make of it. That's why this year at Pirate Summit the theme is Raise Yourself. That's why at Pirate Summit you can be yourself. How are you? Really? Like every Pirate Summit, we are going to ignite a fire. Fire is the symbol of rebirth, of hope, of purification. Let that wood be the symbol of everything that is blocking you from being your true self. Let everything burn. Take off those masks. Peel all those layers off. Be yourself. Be you. And when you look into these flames, be ready to answer from the bottom of your heart. How are you? Really? How are you? Really? Let it burn!